Previously on Sneeze.
When I lived downstairs and I knew my mom had cookies, I knew there was cookies there because there often was. And she was in bed, sleeping, resting, I don't know. The floor squeaked so much that I tiptoed. I knew where all the squeaks were on the kitchen floor when I came upstairs to get a cookie.
We now dramatize James getting a cookie.
The year is 1982. 14-year-old James lives in a room in his parents' basement. He knows there are cookies in the cookie jar upstairs in the kitchen, but it's a long way to get there, and he doesn't want to do it and rouse suspicion. If he's caught, he will be embarrassed, and James doesn't like being embarrassed. It's mid-evening, dark, and his parents are supposedly napping in the master bedroom. His mother doesn't snore, so he doesn't know she's truly asleep or waiting to pounce. She's done it before. He knows she likes to embarrass her fat son by going for the cookie jar and catching him. James must climb stairs, travel through the back porch, and up into the kitchen, where he will navigate a minefield of deafening floor squeaks to get to the cookie jar on the far side of the kitchen. There, the prize of delicious homemade chocolate chip cookies lie, a delicious drug for young James. And you know what? He's earned it. He feels he's a little peckish. It's a dark, cold winter night. He could use the snack. Let's begin.
James stands on the bottom of the stairs and listens intently for any signs of life from the main floor. Hearing none, he proceeds, cautiously, aggravatingly slow, one step at a time. Halfway up the stairs, he pauses to listen again. Faint snoring of his father is heard. Why won't his parents ever close their door? Why to catch the cookie snatchers? He proceeds to the back door landing and pauses again 2 steps away from the kitchen. No sounds of concern. He peeks his head around to look in the kitchen. There is dim lighting and no signs of life. The operation is a go. He carefully navigates the final 2 steps to the kitchen and lands on a squeak. He freezes. He has time to escape unseen if his mother is aroused, so he waits it out, listening for any sign. Nothing. He decides to continue the mission. He scans the floor and plots his perilous journey over the linoleum to the cookie jar. The long linoleum full of so many troubling squeaks. He chooses his first landing spot for his right leg and puts his weight down. No noise. Success. There the nails took into the floor joists and remain unwavering. As he puts his left foot down, he discovers he has erred. The beginning of a squeak is heard. He freezes once again, this time in the awkward position of balancing his fat teenage body, mostly on one leg, something he's not terribly good at. He slowly lifts his left foot. The squeak undoes itself. Because of the slow withdrawal of weight, the nail moving in tight wood is not quite as loud, yet it has been more than enough to alert his mother on previous cookie missions. Oh no, our young warrior is feeling gas pains. What a terrible time for this to happen. The kind of gas you have to let out or else. He tries to loosen his overly tight sphincter, but it's not enough, no. It won't let the gas seep out silently. He knows now that it will take an intestinal push to get out the foul air, and that may well be a noisy affair, one that ends the mission in failure. He does it anyway. It sounds like someone letting the air out of a balloon, but mercifully not as loud. The mission is now in peril, though. He decides to give up his cover and simply walk to the cookie jar like he's supposed to be there, like he's earned it, like those cookies belong to him. And so what if he's hungry in the middle of the evening on this cold winter's night? He hears staring in his mother's bedroom. The bed springs squeak. She's about to get up. He grabs all the cookies his hand can hold, replaces the lid silently. He hops through the floor, the minefield of squeaks, effortlessly like a ballerina, to reach the basement stairs. He drifts downward, cookies in hand, victorious and free. It's over. He could have got more cookies, but it's better than nothing. The mission, a success.
This has been Great Moments in Cookie Theft.
And now it's time for this week's news quiz to see how closely our contestants watch the news. Contestants, here's your question. What U.S. presidential candidate said the following quote last week? Ouch, my ear. Yes, you with the banana.
Donald Trump?
Wrong. Sorry, that was way too soon.
Do I get a point?
It was Cornel West who was bitten by a mosquito at a fundraising barbecue. Don't you get it, brother?
Or what do I get?
No.
How?
You get shot in the ear. Do you like getting shot in the ear?
No.
Then why did you answer the way you did?
Donald Trump was shot in the ear.
And so were you twice.
Ow, my other ear.
You will now be taken and drowned in the toilet.
Fuck you.
Sneeze with James Whittingham.
Hello, listeners. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Thanks for thinking about me just there. Did you just think about me? Did you just wonder, James, how are you? Forget about me. How are you, James? You know, I'm fine. I got a lot of grievances, so I'm not going to talk about anything on the show this week. It's a lot of grievances. A lot of grievances with the weather, the climate, the algae in my pool, the chemicals it took to kill it, the various bacteria and sperms and urine. Anyway, hot summer day, smoke fills the air. I'm breathing smoke from a forest fire. What the fuck? Enough of that. Let's spin the wheel. Urine, one of my favorites. Oh, I've got a co-host this week. My penis will be joining me, Pepe. I'm calling him Pepe now, to take it away, to take the power away from my previous girlfriends who had their own names. So I've renamed him Pepe. It's empowering, right, Pepe?
Okay, James. So urine news. That sounds interesting.
You think it's interesting?
Yeah.
That's all you do is urinate.
Hey.
Okay. A woman seeking refuge with a pastor has shared an account of her family's ordeal stemming from her son's quest for financial freedom through alleged money rituals.
Whoa, that sounds really intense.
Intense?
Way
What are
more
you
intense than, just regular pea stuff.
Yeah, it's
Like-
intense. More intense than regular pea stuff.
Yeah.
Auntie Grace, the mother, revealed that her 19-year-old son, who had dropped out of school after junior high, fell in with the wrong crowd and was introduced to an alleged money ritual.
So, this ritual thing is making things really complicated for them.
You're such a brainiac, Pepe. You're such a brainiac.
Is that a shot?
According to Auntie Grace, her son left home with friends and returned days later with newfound wealth. Sometimes he doesn't return for a week or two. According to her,
That's a lot of time to be away.
that's very observant.
The son comes back with a lot of money. That's kind of suspicious, right?
Oh, are you the suspicious type?
Not really. I didn't expect maggots to be involved at all.
I asked him how it happened, but he couldn't explain it.
He didn't have any idea how the maggots ended up there. Scary.
She further revealed that eventually one of his friends disclosed that the sore would only heal if Auntie Grace had sexual relations with her son,
And
as part of the sacrificial demands tied to her source of wealth.
gross.
So I called his friend, and he told me that I shouldn't inform anybody. One day my son came home and he wanted to sleep with me, and I had no option but to allow it.
Disturbing.
After having multiple sexes with him, I realized that the sores were healing, and later it became completely healed. Now she suffers from a strong stench and passes maggots in her urine. Have you ever passed maggots?
Oh, no, I've never experienced anything like that.
Well, I should hope not. I would have probably noticed. So I slept with him several times, and after he was completely healed, I started to struggling to urinate. Fuck.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
You know, Pepe, of all the urine stories that I've discussed, this one is more disturbing than any other
I should hope so.
urine story I've ever discussed on the podcast. And it just so happens you're here. What a coincidence.
This one is definitely the most unsettling I've heard too. Way beyond just normal pee stuff.
When I urinate, I see the maggots that were in his thigh sore in my urine. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Pepe, I'm apologizing to our audience because this is truly fucking disturbing.
It is.
I'm
She
sorry.
really is.
This is. Why? Why does this happen? Why are there people in the world like this? This is going to give people nightmares.
No kidding.
You're going to give you nightmares, Pepe.
I guess sometimes there are like really dark, horrible things that happen in the world.
Yeah. So you probably don't do a lot of thinking, do you?
Oh,
I know
come
you.
on.
This is quite weird.
Yeah, I guess I'm not like super deep or anything. I just try to help out where I can. This topic is really like intense and hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah, you've been very helpful throughout my life. I'm not going to hold that against you.
Really heavy though.
It is. It is for someone like you. And it probably is for our audience as well, because it is quite disgusting. I can't see in the story where it's from. It seems to be from Ghana Web. So I'm assuming it's India related, but I don't really know. And I'm just going to leave it there, Pepe, because I don't think this is good for you to listen to this stuff. It's probably going to affect your performance.
It's really important to be careful with sensitive topics like this.
Yeah.
If you need to talk about something else or just switch gears.
Yeah.
I'm here for
I
that
know
too.
you want me to do that. I know you want me to switch gears, but I don't want to. I want to do what I want to do, and you're telling me what to do. This is something you've always done. I don't like it.
Oh, I'm really sorry if it seemed like I was telling you what to do. I just want to support you in whatever you choose to talk about. Boobs.
Yeah, it's really weird. I imagine these people are incredibly stupid. I mean,
Sometimes people get caught up in boobs. Really challenging or confusing circumstances. It can be like really hard to make sense of it all.
but this is pretty common sense, Pepe. This is you don't want maggots in your urine.
No.
You don't want to sleep with your son who has maggot sores, and then you get maggots in your urine. You start pissing maggots.
Come on.
Nobody wants that. That seems like common sense to me. Like I don't know how anyone can justify it. I think you're taking the wrong side here. I think we should just go play for a while. Thanks, Pepe.
Playing sounds good. Thanks for like hanging in there with me.
I didn't know you were funny. Oh, Pepe.
Auntie Grace, oh Auntie Grace, you're a disgrace. You fucked your son as if he was the one. You wanted his newfound money and gave him your honey, but you had a choice. Could've used your voice and just said no. Why didn't you say no? Fucked your son, now you're pissing maggots. Pissing maggots. She's pissing maggots. You're pissing maggots. Auntie Grace is pissing maggots. Pissing maggots. Pissing maggots.
Here's a weird fact. In 2010, when Tokyo officials went to congratulate the oldest man in the city on his 111th birthday, they instead found his skeletal remains on his bed. He had been dead for 30 years, and the family was taking in the pension money he was still receiving. I was in their situation. I wouldn't do that. I learned how to embalm. My corpses would be pristine, not skeletal remains on a bed. I'd put the corpse of the window from time to time. Other times, I'd make sure a delivery person could see the corpse watching TV, perhaps soccer, or another popular sport. I would never go to the drive-thru without the corpse in the passenger seat. We'd vacation together and maybe go on double dates. I'd fess up that the guy was dead while I was on the date. Then I'd get 2 chicks all to myself. He could watch us having sex from inside the closet. That'd be kinky. I'd make sure to update his clothes with the latest styles, just to give the illusion he's still alive. And I'd keep collecting those pension checks forever, till I died. Then my offspring could embalm me and make it look like I didn't die, and they could keep receiving my pension checks too. Soon would be a house of corpses collecting pension checks, and the ones who are alive, well, they'd be rich for doing nothing, other than tending to a bunch of corpses and updating the corpses' clothes to the latest style. What a life!
Corpses pay the rent, each day don't live in a tent. The pension checks keep coming, and so do the flies. So many flies. Embalming fluid isn't cheap, but the corpses I will keep filling to the chairs, shedding their hair. 6 of them upstairs, 1 in the bathtub, 2 in the pantry, 1 sitting on the toilet permanently. Talk about your constipation. Corpses pay my rent. People think he's bent. Corpses pay my rent, and I am still alive for now.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you hear about the guy who got shot in the ear? Jesus, mother of mercy. Somebody shot him in the fucking ear. The ear is right next door to the brain. You get shot in the brain. Mama, you're dead. Dead. Wow. What a moron.
Moron got shot in the ear, can he hear? Is he now queer? Did it go through creating a hole? Is it now in a bowl? Are you surprised like me? His blood is red all over his head. Moron got shot in the ear. Moron got shot in the ear.
Pepe, how are you?
Wait, are we starting now, or
Yes.
are you just practicing your sign-off?
We're starting now.
Oh, got it. I'm ready. Let's kick this off.
Pepe, I just went to the dentist and had a cleaning.
Ah, that's a bummer. Did they at least give you one of those tiny, weird flavored toothpaste samples?
No. Do you get those? I don't get those. I don't know. How often do you go to the dentist? Probably not very often, but I did get some floss sticks, which I prefer. I prefer the floss sticks because I'm too lazy to figure out floss.
Floss sticks are definitely a game changer for us lazy folks.
Well, I tried to clean my teeth before I went to the dentist because, I I don't want to be shamed.
Oh, I get it. You wanted to make a good impression. Did it help, or did they still find something that made you go, oops?
Well, I chipped a tooth, and I couldn't afford to pay for it. So, yeah. And then they said, well, it needs a cap. And I said, I don't have a very good dental plan. And they said, oh, well, we'll just put a filling back in there again until it breaks. So that's what's happening.
Hopefully it holds up until you can get a more permanent fix. How's the chipped tooth feeling now?
It's sensitive, to be honest with you. I try to chew on the other side.
Maybe try to avoid really hot or cold foods for a bit.
Yeah, I know that, obviously. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, I floss and I try and get ready beforehand, and I try to trick the dentist into... Well, one time in my early 20s, I didn't go to the dentist for 5 years. I had this massive cavity in my wisdom tooth. It was like a crater on the moon. I tricked them into thinking, it hasn't been 5 years. I've been taking good care of my teeth, yet the cavity, but I was on the road at the time. So wasn't taking as good care of my teeth. So the hygienist, I keep getting the same hygienist. I don't think she likes me.
Maybe she just sees through the I've been taking great care of my teeth act. Or maybe she just has a lot on her plate. Either way, hopefully your next visit will be smoother.
You're probably right. She's probably does see through my, I floss occasionally. Usually they bring it up. Both the dentist and the hygienist says, more flossing, James, and you'll be fine. I don't like flossing.
It sounds like they're just trying to help.
That's all they do. Like, who wants to be a hygienist? Who would want to be a hygienist? My last dentist killed himself. He freaking killed himself because dentists, they see people all day who don't want to see them. But my hygienist, it's like, you're not making as much money. You're scraping guck off people's teeth. That's all you do. You give some advice from time to time. It makes her happy when I ask questions, by the way. But basically, she's pointless. Like, it's a terrible job.
It sounds like there's a lot going on with how you view the job.
So with my tooth cracked, I was worried that the outer shell of the tooth would, be soft and get cavities, and I need a root canal. I've never had a root canal. I don't want a root canal. Pepe, have you ever had a root canal? What is a root canal?
A root canal is a procedure where they remove the damaged or infected pulp from inside your tooth and then seal it up. It's usually done to save a tooth that's in serious trouble.
Oh.
I haven't had one myself, but I hear it's not as bad as it sounds, especially compared to the toothaches that lead up to it.
Well, that sounds bad.
Yeah, but it's often a relief from the pain. They numb the area so you don't feel much during the procedure.
When I was in elementary school, we had hygienists right there in the school. And they were really young and attractive and had breasts, as I recall, which rubbed against you. This is something that all teenage boys are aware of in Canada, where I went to school, and there was, dental programs right in the schools. There aren't anymore. But that was my first introduction to, holy cow, I think I'm heterosexual. And I was.
No kidding. I was there.
So yeah, I got my free toothbrush, which I'll use on vacation, some flossing sticks, minty flavored, because I like flossing sticks. The truth is, she gave me 3 flossing sticks, 3 packages of flossing sticks, and I won't even use them all. There's like 9 flossing sticks or whatever, and I'm not even going to use them all in the next 6 months. It's sad. And let's give the wheel a spin, because why not? And it's landed on opinion. So now we generate something random from the internet. And it has given us leather. What do you think of leather? I don't know.
Leather, huh? What's your take on it? Do you like it for fashion, or does it remind you of something else?
Well, I like it for fashion. It's hot. I'm a sweater. I'm a big fat man who sweats. I can't wear leather. Not even in a sexual way. So if I wear it, it doesn't breathe.
Gross.
And even, which is ironic because I'm kind of like a cow, and a cow does just fine with leather, but I don't. I need something like fleece or something like, something that breathes. Anyway, I did once see leather getting taken off the cow once in a kill plant when I was working on a summer job. I do like it as a fashion. It's very sexy. The Fonz, I grew up with the Fonz, right? Everybody wanted a leather jacket because the Fonz was on Happy Days on TV in the 70s. So yeah, it's been this thing. And of course, motorcycle riders wear it so that they don't lose their own skin. I don't really care for it. I don't like the smell of it. I think fake leather is just fine.
It's interesting how something associated with coolness and rebellion can also have its downsides, like the smell.
You make it sound like you've tried leather, and I know you haven't. I don't think you have.
You're right. I haven't tried it myself. I just know about it from what people say.
How many people are you talking to? Do you talk to people?
I don't talk to people like you do, but I do learn from lots of sources and conversations. It's kind of like gathering information.
What's your favorite leather color?
I'd probably go for something classic like black or brown.
Well, I think I'd go with red, like Eddie Murphy in his first stand-up special. What is it, Delirious? What is Eddie Murphy's first stand-up special? Do you happen to know?
Yes, Eddie Murphy's first stand-up special is Delirious.
See, I knew it.
The red leather suit he wore in that special.
And you are smart.
Is pretty
A lot
iconic.
of people think you're stupid, but you're not. You are smart. So yeah, red leather would be cool. Red was my favorite color in kindergarten when you had to pick your favorite color and decide on things, sort of like a permanent life decision. People would ask you and you had to come up with something. First time I was asked, I said, give me a day. And I settled on red. I was also interested in orange, but yeah, not the blue. Everyone else liked blue. And then the colorblind people, they said, white's fine. Screw you. You will never be a pilot, ever.
Did you ever go through a phase where you were really into a different color, or has red always been the standout?
Yeah, I don't trust people who are into purple. I'll tell you that right now. No, I don't think I have. I kind of...
Purple does have a unique vibe, often associated with creativity and individuality. Do you find that people who like purple have a certain type of personality or interests?
Yeah, they're all messed up. They're all fucked up. I've been experimenting with light color. You can get smart lights, and I like sort of salmon colors. I used to like that when I was making films in university with gels. And sort of a sunsetty magic hour vibe. It just kind of changes things. I have that for my shower. Anyway, we're going to talk to you again next week. I'm James Whittingham. See you soon. Good night, Pepe.
That salmon color sounds really nice. Definitely sets a cool, relaxed mood. Good night.
Red is his favorite color, not orange, not blue. Red is his hue. Purple lovers are pedophiles. Grayish green is the color of crocodiles. Colorblind people are into white. They're basically dogs. Man, that ain't right. Pepe doesn't have a faith. He lives in the dark. Mostly he sees black. On good days he sees white. Red is James's faith. Not orange, not blue. Boring people like blue. Red is the hue. Peace out. The podcast is over.